If anybody gives me a hard time for uploading and or singing this, then I don't want to sing with you. And if you think I'm ignorant, maybe because we have different beliefs, well, that's on you. Maybe you haven't looked into it, maybe you have, but hey, we don't have to agree on everything. Let's do this. Something's going wrong in the neighborhood. Why do we see further than we should? All around us, people unaware, lied to and deceived without a care. There simply is no curve inside. You know we don't spend all day and night. It seems they want our minds flooded with lies. If you wanna bust the globe, I know these guys. Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Ghostbusters! Who you gonna call when the horizon flattens out? Go ahead, call them up, see what that's about. We can go around in circles trying to find this out, but if we looking for the truth, about to find it out. NASA can't go to space, so we hit the roof. Get it, hit the roof, and it all came to light with 200 proofs. Now I'm just really sick of people lying to me, so when I tell the truth, don't come crying to me. Pick up the phone, get on the line with me. Line with me. Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Ghostbusters! I can't help myself. Glowbusters! Yeah. That's right. Oh, man.
Yeah, and welcome everybody to Globebusters, Never Sleep Again. I am your host, Bob, Xanadude60, and we are back with another great show for you today. And we have a returning guest that we're really happy to have him back. And I'm sure you all know who that is, but we'll get to him in here in a few minutes. So today, guys, we have several little things that we're going to talk about. And unfortunately, most of those topics will be completely forbidden on YouTube or Facebook, but that is one of the reasons why we moved to Facebook or to Rockfin, excuse me, is so that we could actually talk about some subjects like this and just kind of take advantage of our freedom of speech. Of course, I'm sure many of you know that ODD is heavily censored. I mean, to the point of it's utterly ridiculous. And I think it's going to be nice even for him to be able to talk freely today about some of his work and some of the stuff that he would like to put out. And, you know, that's going to be pretty cool, I think, for everybody. So if you want to get in on that, we'll be broadcasting on YouTube and Rockfin for about the first half hour or so. And if you want to get in on the rest of the discussion and everything, go ahead and sign up at rockfin.com/globebusters. The link is on a banner that's going across the bottom of the screen right now. And you can join us over there. And if not, that's okay too, because we haven't forgotten about you. For those of you that, you know, are having some problems affording the $10 a month, which I fully understand, we have gone ahead and added a second show on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern for you guys, where we can kind of cover a lot of the highlights and you know, keep you up to date with what's going on in the Flat Earth Show. So we want everybody to feel included, and you know, it'd be great if you can join us, but if not, we can certainly understand that. So, all right, so let's go ahead and introduce the panel for today. And of course, first up, as always, is Jeran from Jeranism. How you doing today, Jeran?
So good, Bob. So good.
Oh, so good. That's good. Well, California, it's a beautiful day here. What's the weather like in California?
It's nice. Yeah, I'd say it's not too hot yet. That's coming though. Definitely here in the armpit of California, we've got the hundreds on the way. So, not too excited about that, but for now it's probably 80. Pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought, well, you actually live north of where I used to be. I used to live in Fresno, and Fresno was definitely considered the armpit of California.
Up and down the 99, man, is just not exciting. Modesto and Sacramento. No offense if you're from there, but it's not the it's not what other people would consider California when they think about it across the country. They wouldn't really picture the
no
here and stuff.
Not at all. Even though the mountains around that area are pretty, they're pretty nice. So
yeah, especially in the winter, it's real nice when it's cool out and you can get a view of them. And they're all snow capped, and the entire Sierras, and there's a couple places near here that you can see Half Dome. So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, like I said, I've said this before, but the reason I left California is one summer we had it's just under 40 or just over 40 days with temperatures over 100 degrees. Yep. And it was like, screw that, I'm out of here. So
yeah, no, it's a nightmare. And we got really lucky too that, well, at least Missa wasn't really pregnant during the summer last year. And then this year with the baby, hopefully, since he's not so tiny, because it sucks. You can't even go outside. You can't do anything. You have to live in your air conditioning. So yeah, that's right around the corner. Probably that starts right around June here, that we'll go through the same thing. Could even be longer, consecutive 100-degree days. No fun.
Yeah, absolutely brutal. Ooh. And then of course they may start those stupid rolling power, outages too again, like they're famous for doing.
So dumb. So, yep. What are you gonna do?
Yep, I hear you. All right. So next up, we have the doctor who is in, Rodrigo Ferrari Nunez. How are you doing today, Rodrigo?
Doing well, Bob. Thank you for having me. Welcome, everyone. And looking forward to this again. And yeah, just hanging out, just getting my part of the deal.
Getting your part of the deal, okay.
Getting my part of the deal done.
So, yeah, you were actually on Iron Realm Media this week, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a double take on my stream with their stream at the same time. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize you were broadcasting the same on both streams, but Cami told me that you were on and I was busy doing something. I don't remember what it was, but
I saw in the background that she had a friend. You guys had a friend over that brought all kinds of cool stuff, and you're hanging out and having a good time, I guess.
Yeah. That was Jonna. She's a good friend of ours, and yep, we were just hanging out, having fun. So, that was really cool. So you got to meet Walt. That's the first time you've ever been on their show, right?
Yeah. I've had Lucas on my show a couple of times, and I keep in touch with him. And Zach, of course, is there, but the other two guys are totally new to me, so it was really cool. Yeah.
Yep. Can you guys hear those system sounds that keep coming through? The diddly-doom. Do you hear that?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay, I was just wondering if it was coming through, because every time I get a notification from Rockfin, it gives a diddly-doom thing, and I just didn't want it to be interrupting the stream. So anyway, all right, cool. So next up, we have with us Austin Whitsitt from Whitsitt Gets It, and let's hope his mic is fixed. How you doing today, Austin?
Hey, doing good. Can you hear me good?
I hear you. Fantastic now.
Perfect. Yeah, I switched over to the iPad. Yeah, we just did some flat smacking at the flea market. So pretty cool down here in Carolina. And yeah, how's everyone else doing?
Doing fantastic. So you this week were on a debate, MC Toon. Guys, if you have not seen this, it's on MC Toon's channel. I would never recommend going to that clown's channel, but this performance by Austin was so utterly epic that I have never seen anything like it. How bad you destroyed this guy. I mean, it was
this Toon guy. Oh my goodness, this guy. Oh, wow. He's got the props in the back end, the rockets and everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, he really is a Toon. But the guy that you were talking to absolutely had no clue whatsoever. He knew nothing about their own model. And I was just sitting there laughing through the whole thing. I couldn't believe that they would actually bring somebody on that did so badly.
Yeah, dude, it was hilarious. The only, he's a perfect example of a debate I would never take, and certainly never on my Looney Tunes channel. But there's like a personal connection to one of my homies, Trevor. So just because of how reckless he talks about his own like flesh and blood, I just wanted to put him in his own place. This is the only reason that this debate happened. Of course, McToon agreed to the parameters of no muting, no debating, just moderating. He did the exact opposite. He debated for him, helped him, muted me, but whatever.
Yeah, so this guy is Trevor's brother, Trevor M, right? That guy, that Trevor?
Yeah, it's his brother or it's his cousin, maybe. I don't even know.
Wow, that's crazy because Trevor's like, he's a great guy and he's really smart. That's amazing that he would do that.
Yeah,
It's pretty crazy
exactly.
when you're that divided that you go against your family. And, I heard some of the troll stories, but that's really sad. But yeah, I was amazed. Like you were just sitting there every time he said something. I mean, you just lit him up. And like I said, for the comedy value alone, I would recommend everybody go over and watch this because it was absolutely epic. I've never seen anybody get destroyed like that. So kudos to you, man. That was incredible.
Thanks, man. It's not a debate, so it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, no, it really isn't. I mean, we've got the truth on our side, and then they sit there. What's funny is they'll sit there afterwards, and they will, claim victory, and everybody will just start acting like 2-year-olds in the chat, making up little puerile names, and it's just unbelievable how they react. And it's like, why don't you just address the argument? Why don't you actually get up, to speed on the argument, and first of all, learn your model, right? I mean, it's so pathetic that they don't even understand their own model, let alone the flat Earth. And then all they say to us in response to that is well, you guys don't even have a model. So it's like, and that's something that I would really like to, fix at some point. I mean, we have somewhat of a model, and I realize there's many different ones, and there's a lot of different opinions out there. But I think, overall, at least me personally, I don't feel that the AE map is that far off. There are some things that need to be explained about it. But, when you talk about, when you start understanding things about like jet routes or the jets can actually make some of those flight times, taking advantage of winds aloft. And when you understand phenomenon like the personal atmospheric dome and the what's the other one I'm looking for? The coffee cup caustic, as to how Antarctica can have daylight, for such long days, not sunlight, but daylight. You start putting things like that into consideration, and it starts to make more and more sense. And I don't think, we're out of line. Of course, what it does require for a lot of people is to, make the assumption, well, not the assumption, to understand that we are on a flat Earth. I personally believe that we do have a firmament. Now, some people say, well, it's not a dome, though, it's flat, and it may be. And Jeran, I think you think it's like kind of like a bundt cake, inverted type of thing, which it may be. I don't know. It's hard to say, but we can kind of play around and hypothesize, with what, how things work. And there is evidence for a lot of this stuff, especially for the firmament.
Oh yeah. Sprites.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's cool that we should work on a working model and add this together over the course of the years as we compile different information. But falsification is dependent of replacement. If you tell me Santa's real and I debunk your Santa Claus story, I don't have to come up with another story or Santa's still real. That's just stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more. So, and as long as we keep it in the realm of we're spitballing here, hypothesizing, not claiming anything for sure. I mean, we can put together something I think that would actually be somewhat functional. And the other thing that I think is really important as well, and Jeran discovered this, and of course the ballers go crazy every time we bring it up. But you guys have all seen the video where Jeran demonstrates on Google Earth. When you go east or west, you're actually on a vector towards the equator, right? You're not actually going 090 because 090 actually vectors toward the equator. Well, that's obvious because now in the flat Earth, that absolutely would work that way very clearly. And then all of a sudden, these headings and bearings make a lot more sense when you understand their trickery there, right? And of course, the ballers will say, "Oh, you guys are completely retarded. That's just great circle route stuff." And no, it's not. It's to cover up for the fact that you have got to make these headings and directions work on a globe that actually are set up for a flat Earth, because we are on a flat Earth.
Have
Right?
you seen just the recent Jay Tolan video?
I have. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. Yeah,
that does that, doesn't it? He points to the sun being, consistent with the AE map, the position of the sun.
Very much so. Yeah, very much so. He did say that. And where is that? Let's see. Here it is. So yeah, this is a great video, guys. If you have not seen this, it's called Decoding the Heavens, the Solar Distance. Jay Tolan Media just came out with it last night. And it's so funny because he's like, you know how he gets, right? He gets all giddy. He's like a little kid, right? And the guy is incredibly smart. He's, he's got umpteen dozen degrees in engineering, electrical engineering. He worked for the Defense Department on tons of different projects, and he's just like smart as a whip. And his latest project, what he has come up with, is he figured out a way basically to not have to worry about refraction, but to be able to use kind of a parallax methodology to actually track the distance of the sun. And guess what he found the distance of the sun to be? And I don't know why we didn't think about this. Oh, actually, people have said it, but he said that basically it comes out to be that the distance to the sun essentially is the radius of the Earth, 3959, right? Now, we have optics at play, though, that make it seem like it's much, much closer. And this has to do with atmospheric lensing, and because of the fact that the sun supposedly is inside, the firmament, there could be some other, optical effects there. We've all seen people take the little pen light over a half dome magnifying glass and, go around over a flat Earth map. And that really emulates very well the kind of concept that's going on here. And it also goes right in line with what we discovered about, our so-called second sun, right? So, but we'll tie all that together.
Source sun or whatever. So you're talking about there being an effect where the sun is then projected in the personal atmospheric dome of every person.
Exactly.
Another thing that I just we tried here outside, because the moon comes up really in front of our patio here. And with Jeran's mentioning that if someone points to the moon and you just take some steps back and look, the person looks like it's pointing totally a different direction. It makes no sense at all, which proves that point of the personal point of view, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess another way to look at it too is like if you've ever looked out of a swimming pool from being underwater, and it's kind of this reverse displacement type of effect, and that's exactly what's going on. And not only that, there's so much evidence that space appears to be, at least partial, if not entirely liquid, right? And you can't ignore stuff like that. And you kind of have to factor that in because, when you talk about things that are liquid, you talk about different levels of refraction, and how that all would play out optically. But again, I really, really do think that we have enough of the pieces that we can actually start putting together something that would be viable, at least in my opinion. I could be full of shit, but it wouldn't be the first time.
Why not? I mean, if they put the Copernican model together and thought it was viable, anybody can put anything together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. They said the globe was viable, right?
I mean, what are you afraid of, man? Just go for it.
Yeah, for sure. So
I wanted to add, another thing, it's kind of an aside, but it's related. Something you can see. There's a photo we just noticed last night, looking at these photos from the astronauts that was wearing that kind of white suit, the kind of Gucci suit or whatever it is. Behind them, they have a globe, an inflatable globe, but they're showing the bottom of it in this photo operation. And there's an Antarctica in the bottom that has like 2 openings on it. And the center is hollow. It's not there, which is very, very strange. But we thought maybe it was just I don't know why they're flashing that. And the Antarctica was also green in their ball, but with these 2 openings, one under between Africa and South America, and the other one on the other side towards Australia. I don't know if they're flashing something or if it's just something from the manufacturing of the beach ball or whatever it is, the globe. But very odd. Just thought I'd throw it in there because of the model, the idea of the model.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. And of course, they're still coming out with phony, fake Antarctica videos. Ben Taboo Conspiracy threw something in the Globebusters chat yesterday, and it's so weird because there's this one video that's out there that claims to be debunking, the flat Earth model by showing the sun and claiming that it's in the northern sky when it's actually in the south, and you can see that very clearly. And it's like, so what they're doing is they're telling you what you're seeing, right to your face, but it's not what you're seeing. I mean, you're looking to the north and they're telling you you're looking south, and it's obvious that you are, right? I was like, this is unbelievable my God, it's like these aren't the people you're looking for, with the Jedi mind trick type of stuff.
Yeah, totally. They do that a lot.
They do. It's incredible. So yeah, it's just nuts that they do this. But anyway, so yeah, guys, if you have not seen it, Decoding the Heavens, Solar Distance, another fantastic J. Tolan Media production, and we are going to try and get Jay on here again. I think, Jeran, you've had him on your show like once or twice, haven't you?
I don't remember. Did I?
Yeah, well, I know you have at least once, and he was actually on camera. That's what blew me away. You got him on camera.
Yeah, I did an interview with. I think it was just that one time, and then I've highlighted his videos otherwise. But yeah, he came on for an interview. I thought you meant more than that. Yep, that one time it was awesome. Yeah, because I think it's the only time he's been on camera.
Yeah, exactly. Because when he came on Globebusters, he was definitely not on camera, but that's okay. No worries. But yeah, he's just an amazing individual, and he gets so giddy, when he comes about this, when he's describing. I mean, he's just a joy to listen to. He's a lot of fun. And like I said, if people don't really understand his credentials, they need to, understand that this is a very, very educated, intellectual individual. So pretty amazing guy. So, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and bring Matt on. And of course, you guys all know him. Matt has been in the community for, well, I think, at least as long and probably longer than me, more than 5 or 6 years. I started about 6 years ago, and I'm not exactly sure when Matt started, but he's been as long as I can remember. He and I were both in Denver at one point, and I think he still is, at least for now. And so let's welcome ODD Reality to the show. Welcome, Matt, or ODD TV. That's right.
Hey, what's up, man? Could you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you just fine.
Awesome.
All right.
Glad to be a part of the show. Thanks for having me on again. I was just on, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, the last time you were on, they were kind enough to completely, delete that show.
I feel so bad. That was my fault. I should have knew better than to start talking about that stuff.
Well, what can you do? That's okay. We saved it and we uploaded it to another platform, so it's all good. So, and Nina was really great on that show. That was really cool. And of course, she showed up with you at the Solar Return event, and that was really cool. And it was just really cool seeing you there. That was very neat.
That was a very awesome event, and I look forward to next year's. Or wait, maybe Oktoberfest, Flattober. Maybe I could make it to that one this year.
Oh, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll try and do that.
Okay. So let's see. All right. So you just completed a work with Sean Hibbler, and of course, most of us seen it. It's called Level, the first Flat Earth documentary. I really liked it quite a bit. It definitely got some mixed reviews in the community. But I think overall, especially for introduction to people, it did a pretty good job. And, I was just wondering how were you approached on this, and how did this come about that you, decided to work on this project?
This was Hibbler Productions' idea. He wanted to, he's basically fed up with things like Behind the Curve and,
That's a great film.
Yeah, people putting out documentaries that are never really given our side of the story authentically or genuinely. So he was like, let's get this out there on Amazon Prime and all that. Of course, we couldn't do that. They're not even, Amazon Prime stopped accepting submissions for anything non-fiction. They still accept stuff for fiction. So that tells me that like
they get told which ones to pick. Then that means
let's not do documentaries because there's a possibility people are going to tell the truth. So let's not do documentaries. More than welcome to submit fiction though. So that's what that tells me.
Oh, so NASA can still be on Amazon Prime. That's cool.
Exactly. But it doesn't really matter, you know. Like, I mean, we were going for the Amazon Prime thing. It doesn't matter that we didn't get it, but the whole point was we still got it registered through IMDb, and it's actually like an official film in that manner. So I guess goal accomplished there. And that film was a little bit rushed. We only had 6 months to work on that one, and we're going to do sequels, and we're going to try to drop them every Earth Day. So we have 1 year starting now to do the sequel. So I think the sequel is going to be jam-packed with much more information, and it's going to be a lot more advanced.
Oh, that would be awesome. You know, I actually wrote Sean Hibbler. Well, I became a patron of his after hearing him on Jeran's show. He actually went on Jeranism Raw like a week ago or something like that, last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he just, you know, I really liked the way he came across. He was super enthusiastic, and you can tell that the guy is just driven. You know, he's an amazing filmmaker. And so I wrote him and I told him one of the things that I really hated was being portrayed the way that I was, and, you know, Jeran, the same thing in Behind the Curve, because, you know, I'm sure you know most of the story, Matt, but the way we were portrayed, I mean, Jeran was portrayed as if he had actually proven the curvature, when in fact the laser had broken, become fused to the columnator, and they couldn't even complete the experiment. And even though, you know, I was telling him the whole story about the ring laser gyro and how we initially detected the 15 degrees per hour, and we went through all these steps to try and eliminate what we were seeing and try and figure it out. When we finally did get the rest of that information, and we got it to him long before the publication of the film, he didn't use it. He didn't want to put that in. Of course, if he would have put in an explanation for what we were actually registering, and that this had actually been done over 100 years ago, then he probably would have never been able to sell it to Netflix and everybody else that they sold it to. So you're right. I mean, if you're not doing something that supports their agenda, you know, as far as your films, then you're pretty much 86th, I think.
Yeah, their whole goal from the get-go was to chop you guys up and cherry pick what they wanted to make you guys look the way they wanted to make you look. And they even put me on there, and they listed me. I'm listed on IMDb because of that film. And I didn't give them permission or anything. All they did was come in and film me, and just...
Neither did Math Powerland, right? So I mean, that's what pissed me off, is that we went through this whole thing of them begging me to sign this form, and I had to think about it and wait weeks to do it. And then they went and put Matt on there anyway. So I'm like, well, then what was the big deal? You could have just used my likeness like you did everybody else's without permission. But yeah, those guys they definitely cleaned up.
Yeah, the name itself is a shot, right? Like Behind the Curve. Like, oh, we're behind
like
the curve. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we're gonna take our power back and start getting, you know, we'll get more flat earthers involved in this project, and like I said, we'll do sequels every Earth Day. Try to make them powerful and try to get the community to just become more of a unit as a whole. You know?
I for one, I really like the sequence with Scott Kelly. That one, you know, I even took some screenshots. I mean, he looks like a deer in the headlights when he gets a, you know, he's such a liar. I mean, it really is one of the you know, I really like some of the information there. I was curious about how Eric Dubé, what was the deal at the end? What was the idea with Neil deGrasse? Because that was the thing that a lot of people, you know, raised some eyebrows. Some people really liked it as well. Some people thought that it was cool. It was a kind of taunt that was cool. Others thought maybe it would scare ballers, and I just
wanted to get the point out to as many people as possible, especially the people that support the globe model, that there was a debate, in fact, set up between Eric and Neil backed out. So, I mean, that says something on its own. So we wanted to make sure people understood that. And we kind of want to drive Neil to actually accept it, because we all know that he would get wrecked. So it'd be wonderful.
Boy, would he.
Yeah, absolutely. And dude, I think it was an awesome documentary for introduction. Like, you did a good job at the beginning. You break down how it was one of the #1 search results under like Hillary and Trump, and then they clamped down on it. So for someone that doesn't really know much and all they've ever found is the disinformation, they're like, "Oh wow, I didn't know that part of the story." Now it kind of makes someone consider it from a different angle. I thought it was cool. I sent it to a bunch of people that I kind of want to get into the subject and rip through their cognitive. So I liked it personally.
Yeah, because you know that Simon Dan says on all his shows and podcasts that he's the reason that Flat Earth has gone downhill, because when he showed up is when all the changes.
He was certainly sent in on purpose.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Jeran, how you doing, man?
Hey, good. I was listening the last part, and first of all, it was nice seeing in the Eric Dubay YouTube channel that there is the Spanish version. At least that is something good for the Spanish community.
Yeah,
and
more
also,
languages on the way.
Yeah, exactly. And also the fact that the Flat Earth is going down is not by the YouTube censorship or the artificial intelligence, trying to punch us. It's just for Simon Dan.
Yeah, but if anyone's actually researched the Flat Earth, it doesn't go down. It just continuously grows. You don't like actually flip back over to the globe. That's just nonsense. No one does that. So Flat Earth only grows. So
yeah, it's like a Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So how was it received in the Spanish-speaking community down there? Have you heard?
Very good. Yeah, very good. Very well. Because I mean, I agree that maybe there is like a introduction documentary. A lot of the people in the Spanish community, especially the ones who follow my channel or also English channel, it's just we are more like involved in the Flat Earth topic. So all these initial steps that you can find in this documentary are already known by the Spanish community. But for presenting to a new family members or new friends or people that maybe they are not, they like the documentary style to see in the TV or a computer or whatever, I think there is a very nice, well done documentary.
All right, beautiful. Well, that's good to hear. So anyway, kind of getting back to the story I was telling you about is the producers of Behind the Curb, they came out and blatantly admitted, when they first came to us, they actually came across as sincere, that they really wanted to do something really favorable and a good documentary. And of course, like, gullible idiots, we bought it hook, line, and sinker. And I think maybe even at that time, they may have been telling the truth, but who knows at this point. But then they said, and they even said this, in their own an interview, they said that, well, when we went to the FEIC 2017 event, we saw children there, right? And children's being flat earthers, and we decided we had to take a stand and stop this because now it wasn't funny anymore. And that's when they decided to, make it a hit piece. And so at least they admitted that, but
they shouldn't have, because what they did too is when that guy had me sign the paperwork was after North Carolina. So him saying that admitted to me that he was following me around at my test, which was in late November of that year, begging me to sign this form and basically saying, "Oh man, it's going to be on the up and up. We're really trying to put you guys in a positive light," which means he completely and totally was lying to my face, because if they decided in North Carolina that because of that kid they were going to change their direction or whatever. So I don't believe that either for a second. I think their whole intent the entire time. How do I know that? Because I also, when I got back from North Carolina, asked Caroline Clark for copies of other work she had done, just so I could see it before I agreed to sign. And of course, I'll get you. So, she sends me 3 or 4 pieces and I look at it. I'm like, all right, whatever, it looks decent. But of course, she doesn't send me the one video that she did making fun of anybody that questioned the Sandy Hook incident. So again, here, if she's being honest and you're about to do a movie or a documentary on conspiracy theories, you might want to show me the other documentary you've done on conspiracy theories. Don't you think that would be a good way to introduce somebody to your work, that you're Or if you don't do that, then you're clearly lying and you have ulterior motives.
Yeah, absolutely. So, go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry.
There is no doubt that there is people that maybe they have nice feelings about doing some, documentary about this movement, but something happened in the middle that make change their minds. And I think everyone can understand what happened in the middle, right?
In this case, the guy saw Mark Sargent talking to a child and got triggered and decided that he was going to make everything he could to make Flat Earthers look horrible. And that was the editor, one of the producers, and he admits it. I picked apart. That's one of the first things I did was picking apart that, because I really sort of have a nose, I guess, for misrepresentation. Just because it's something we think a lot about, at least in my field. That when you talk,
it's like obvious, right? You should be able to see it. Like I was thinking that too. So let's say I see the light and I go, interesting, and that's the proof. Then where's the video footage after that? As all the 20 people there all come together and go, "Wow, Jeran, look what you! Oh my goodness, we've got
misleading.
Let's do now. We have to repeat this observation. Where's all the footage? Where's everything else? Come on, right? They only showed you one tiny little clip out of everything that was done, which is what's really frustrating, is that we did 2 tests there we did 2 different days. We did tests there, tons of people there having a good time. He didn't show any video of people having a good time or all the other observations we made. He just shows the frustration of the light being, melting basically onto the laser, and then me being frustrated that we have to leave and then having to go back the next time. And then he shows that end scene. So it's so obvious to everyone. And one of these days, it's still being talked about with a couple lawyer people, but if that doesn't go through and they ultimately think there's nothing there, I'm just going to release all the emails and text messages showing them promising me the footage, and then me asking after the fact, where's my extra footage, and them saying, oh, you know what, I hate to go back on our word, and their reason for it was because somebody's sharing our movie out there before it's been released online. Like, what the hell does that have to do with me? You promised me you'd give me the extra footage of my experiment. That's why I didn't film it. Give me the extra footage. Oh, we can't now. We sold it to Netflix and it's in the contract. Then I've recently asked them to see the contract, and they said, "Oh, we don't have the contract. You'll have to have your lawyer contact us." I mean, it's just
spoiler.
Such a joke.
Wow. No surprise though, man. To be honest.
No, and that's why the best practice to follow is always trying to back up yourself. In any kind of interview or documentary or
that's when I learned
film experiment, whatever. You need to back up yourself because you never know with this type of system.
You've seen how many things I've been in since then.
Yeah, no one. No one. No.
Right.
None. Nothing.
Nunca.
None.
Nunca way. Yeah.
I
was certain that they were going to do me like that when I went on 9 News, but I think the guy who was doing the editing for my segment on there was actually like more on my side because he kind of made us look decent. So
is that the one you're talking to with another guy inside
the red van thingy?
The van. Yeah, that was a good one. I remember. Bob also had a good one where he was allowed to say what he wanted on local Denver TV.
Yeah, I think that's the same one. I'm not sure, but the guy he could have cherry picked us and chopped us up and made us sound like idiots, but he actually picked out some decent segments from me and Jimmy both, and I think it gave us a good case. So I was like, I think that guy might be a secret flat earther.
Yeah, same. When that dude came up and interviewed me at the SpaceX launch for the Portugal National News or whatever, I was like, I'm not going to let them have anything to hit piece me. I'm talking about the second law and everything. But they didn't put any of that in there. But I could tell that dude was secretly a flat earther. I talked to him before the interview, and he was just agreeing. He wasn't shocked by anything I was saying. He was just like, yeah, for sure. I'm like, well, and then he actually put "we've been lied to" with flat Earth on there on the national news. So there's occasional situations where we kind of seep through with some honesty, I guess.
That's awesome.
Those guys are out there. I was going to say also that they're so dishonest in the behind the curve, because especially in that scene with Jeran doing the laser experiment, it reminds me of the Taboo Conspiracy video just recently, looking at the horizon beyond the boat. The horizon's beyond the boat. Wait a second. It's the same thing, because in those observations they're trying to get the laser to go through some holes, but there's all these lights in the distance. All you have to do is just look how far those cities are, all those lights are. and they're far, they're too far, because the evidence is literally everywhere, all around you, in the clouds, on the land, right? It should be.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, I was muted. All right, so we have so much evidence on them; it's utterly ridiculous. All the things that they've done, how dishonest they've been, the PBS helicopter thing. I mean, Taboo Conspiracy. Ben just released a video on that. You're right, and of course, we did an entire show on it a couple years ago, shortly after it happened, and absolutely destroyed it. It was amazing. I mean, every part of that was a fabricated lie, and it was just unbelievable. So anyway, so what I was going to say that. Getting back to Sean Hibbler is there's another team of writers out there. I don't know if you know them or not, but Shelley Irwin and Wendell Walton. They had this. They were in the process of making this film actually for the last couple of years called Flatlanders, and in that, they are flat earthers and. They actually gave me the opportunity to tell the story, all the story, including, what we did with the additional tests where we were able to discover and falsify the 15 degrees per hour being Earth rotation. Because when we changed elevations, it changed the rate of rotation, and that can't happen on a ball. So anyway, I got the opportunity to explain all of that, and I would love to do the same thing in something that Sean Hibbler would produce, to kind of, highlight how dishonest they are and show the other side of the story for a lot of these things that they've just blatantly lied about. You think you'd go for that, Matt?
I actually do, because I think he wants to rectify that situation, because that was one of the biggest things that made him, that caused him to want to make this documentary in the first place. So, I'll set up something where we can all talk or something, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, that would be awesome, because I think that that needs to get out there, and even more so than telling the story, just so people know, how much of a concerted effort there is to lie and bring disinformation to this community, and if it's such a ridiculous concept, then why are they doing it?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Yep. It's insane. So, all right. So we are, I'm going to go ahead and kind of sign off the YouTube side of things. But before we do that, let's see. Yeah, no, I'll just go ahead and do that now. So guys, if you haven't signed up to Rockfin, please do so. And if you can't, we'll see you on Wednesday. And of course, we'll be back next Sunday also. And we'll probably be doing these, half-hour shows at the beginning, at least for a while, to get our membership built up over at Rockfin. So we really wish everybody could join us, but we understand that you can't. So that's the way it goes. So let me go in here. I've actually got to go into the back room. I completely was not ready to end this stream yet. So give me a second, guys.
Hey, Bob, how long did it take for you guys to get your application approved over there at Rockfin?
Quick.
Yeah, Jeran did it. Jeran, tell him the story, because I think you would be great on there, Matt.
So, Matt, have you interviewed or anything yet?
I signed up and I just entered my information in. I don't know how.
Okay, so you have to be referred. I'll write one for you. Okay. So I guess you have to be referred by another channel, and then they look at where you're at. But you have to also. You already went to the site and applied.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, sweet. I'll tell him about you, and he'll reach out. What email address did you put? Do you remember? So I can give him that email address.
I'm pretty sure I used.
If you want to, you can type it.
Matt Procella at Gmail.
Procella?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's any chance for the people outside United States to sign up to?
Oh, ask him here. His name is Jaime, so maybe.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get
No, I didn't understand your joke, but
his name's Jaime, so that's all.
Yeah, I'm following you, Jeranism. I'm following Globebusters. Those are the two channels I'm following so far. But yeah, I'm on there. I just don't have an option to upload or anything.
Oh wait, have you applied to be a creator yet?
I did.
Okay, good. Okay, gotcha. Then I'll send him a message and he'll reach out to you.
Okay.
All right, that sounds good. Jeran, you're not going to believe this.
What happened?
But I am trying to figure out how to end this stupid stream. I'm not seeing the place to end it.
Which the YouTube one?
Yeah,
Aren't you? Are you in the back room? Are you in the studio?
I am. Well, I'm in the video details.
Yeah, and then in the upper right hand corner, there's not a big red button that says end stream.
Nope, just one that says create, because I don't think I'm in the right one.
I don't know what screen you're in. So go to when you're on just the main page, click the little plus button and hit go live, and it will take you to the right spot.
All right, plus button and go live.
And then
okay.
Then click on that one. There's only one shown, right? The one that we're on.
Yep.
Yeah, click on that.
Okay.
And then in that next screen, isn't there an end stream button in the upper right?
There it is. Finally. God, I can't believe this.
We got it. We're brand new to YouTube. We've only been here for...
Yeah, we don't do this. All right, cool. So let's hit the unstream. All right, guys, so... Oh, unbelievable. Would you stop this stuff? It's saying edit stream, and it's blocking me out. Come on, go away.
Wait, what happened?
It's not letting me... You know what? Hang on a second. Jeran, take the show for a second. I'm going to have my son do this. Sorry, guys.
I'll be the host now. No, I think Rockman's going to be great if we can get a bunch of people over there. And it seems like they're very open to anybody who is willing to. I think the one thing they want you to do is to do like a show like we're doing, like a flagship show or something that's exclusive to Rockman. But they also want you to stay on these other platforms a little bit so that you can advertise for it, right?
So can we go like Rambo on there? Like, can we actually just go all out, say whatever?
Yep.
Yeah.
As far, I mean, the only thing he told me, which again is something I agree with, is it wouldn't be smart to call for violence, right? Because that's, I mean, even though I believe in free speech, but I also don't. I kind of understand if I owned a website, I wouldn't want somebody on the website saying, "Hey,